weird electromagnetic charges, bursts appearing before earthquakes, we may finally know why. Now, there are those that believe that it could be piezoelectricity theory of earthquake lighting, piezo meaning pressure, from the Greek word piezo, and when you press something very hard, it could create electricity. But David Franklin, R.H. Hill, James R. Powell, Journal of Geophysical Research say in their abstract, measurements of resistivities of quartz-bearing rocks in the vicinity of California faults suggest that piezoelectric fields due to low-frequency seismic waves are not responsible for earthquake lighting. Alternatives are briefly suggested. This is what they said. So the earthquake lighting is not coming from piezoelectricity according to them. Now, May 30th, we had information from David Neal from Science Alert. Seismologists have been aware of the subtle anomalies in the underground electrical fields leading up to the earthquakes, sometimes occurring as soon as a few weeks before the earthquake happens. It's tempting to think these electromagnetic bursts could be used to predict an earthquake when it will strike. Up to now, though, the cause of the strange burst has not been clear. New research suggests that the key lies in the gases that get trapped in what's known as a fault valve and can build up ahead of an earthquake. Kindly support my Patreon account since YouTube has again demonetized my YouTube channel. The daily posts are 5 videos daily, and they are totally different from what I have on my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for your support and that you find all my content so interesting. You'll find the Patreon account details in the description box below. And the impermeable layers of rock can slip across the fault, effectively creating a gate that blocks the flow of underground water. And when the fault valve eventually cracks and pressure decreases, carbon dioxide or methane dissolved in the trapped water is released, expanding in volume, pushing the cracks in the fault. And as the gases emerge, it also gets electrified, with electrons released from the cracked surface attaching themselves to gas molecules and generating a current as they move upwards. So in other words, it's the gas molecules that are generating the current. The results supported the validity of the present working hypothesis that coupled interaction of fracturing rock with deep earth gases during quasi-static rupture of rocks in the focal zone of the fault might play an important role in the generation of pre- and co-seismic electromagnetic phenomena. And using a customized lab setup, the team was able to test this in the lab, the reactions of quartz diorite, gabbro, basalt, and fine-grained granite in scaled-down earthquake-like simulations, and the simulations showed that electrified gas currents could indeed be linked to rock fracture. And the type of rock does make a difference, the scientist said. Rocks including granite have lattice defects that capture unpaired electrons over time through natural radiation rising from below the surface, and that leads to a larger current. And the type of fault seems to have an effect as well. The study backs up previous research from the same scientists into seismoelectromagnetics, showing how carbon dioxide released from an earthquake fault could be electrified to produce magnetic fields. Other hypotheses about electromagnetic bursts include the idea that the rocks themselves could become semiconductors under enough strain and with enough heat, while other experts don't think these weird bursts are predictors at all. Now, these other hypotheses about the rocks themselves being semiconductors with enough strain, that's the piezoelectricity we were talking about. Now, until an earthquake is actually predicted by unusual electromagnetic activity that happens a lot on our planet as a matter of course, the jury is still out. But if this idea is backed by future research, it could give us a life-saving method for getting heads up on future quakes. That is, the earth gases being electrified. Now, as a result of the lab simulation experiment, it might be possible to detect the electrical signal accompanying an earthquake by observing the telluric potential, the current induced in a conductor, such as a steel water pipe buried underground. Such an approach is now undergoing model field tests. This has been published in Earth, Planets, and Spaces on Science Alert. Please leave your comments and thank you for your support.